This could be dangerous for all Americans, and unfortunately, the middle class could lose everything. In today's video, I'm going to break down how BRICS is working to de-dollarize. We're going to talk about the SEC getting hammered this week in the hearings. We're also going to talk about how SEC flipped the script, and now Ethereum is a security. What is going on? Jerome Powell decided not to lower rates. He's going to lower them on the back end, and we're only less than 30 days away from the Bitcoin halving, which is going to change everything. The good news is this is one of the few times in our history that Main Street can get a piece of Wall Street. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is make the complex very simple. Macro, microeconomic, all this confusing stuff, very simple in bite-sized chunks so the normal everyday person can implement them. I have two amazing resources for you, absolutely free. My licensed insurance team can meet with you to share with you how we protect our wealth and protect our families during these times. I personally use Index Universal Life. It's one of my favorite vehicles for securing my wealth. In the description down below, you can set up a personal consultation, absolutely free, with my licensed insurance team. There's also a free book that you can download that shows you exactly what I talk about on the back end of every single video. So let's dive right in. So it's been a wonderful, interesting, crazy week, which has given us a ton of confirmation. And I think on my Friday videos now, I'm going to try a little format here. Comment down below if you like this, where I'm just going to talk openly. I'm not going to share any articles, not going to share any videos. I'm just going to speak from my heart about the things that happened during the week and how I am responding to them within my current paradigm. Now, number one is I consider myself a Warren Buffett style investor in crypto. I don't jump in and out of cryptos. I don't chase pump and dumps. I have a very fundamental crypto portfolio. I have an exit plan as it goes up. We do deep research on the cryptocurrencies we're invested in. We make sure that there's real world solves. And then when there's a bull market or an increase in price, we follow our exit plans. When there's dips in price in our favorite fundamental cryptos, we buy. We have very calm, patient, systematic strategies, and then we're heavily diversified outside of cryptocurrency. We don't put all our eggs in one basket. So the first thing that I want to talk about is we've been talking about BRICS for a long time: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, which formed in 2009. There's been a lot of changes since 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine to 2024. So in 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine, the first thing Biden did was put them on sanctions for the SWIFT system. That signaled that there was now going to be an economic war: Russia, China, and America. We had China threatening to invade Taiwan. America said they would defend Taiwan because of semiconductors there if China invaded Taiwan. So we have this looming World War III coming up. And at the same time, Biden in 2024 is now putting more sanctions on Russia. And so Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa teamed up with the UAE, and they're working to get Saudi Arabia to stop trading oil in US dollars. That is dangerous for us, guys. That is dangerous for us in America. The American dollar is the number one currency. And on top of that, this week, BRICS announced that they're creating their own blockchain technology to work to de-dollarize. So that's a big subject that I'm paying attention to on a daily basis. Now, during that, the SEC on the oversight hearing was getting hammered over their gross overreach. They got sanctioned for the Dropbox case, and also they were pushing back saying, guys, what are you doing? Like, what is with this gross overreach? And then this week, the SEC subpoenaed exchanges around Ethereum being a security. It's like, pump the brakes for a second. What are you talking about? This was the whole thing. They deemed XRP a security. And this whole time, us investors got wrecked and have been just sitting here. And, it's been this intense battle with the SEC and Ripple. And you gave Ethereum a pass. Bill Hinman gave Ethereum a pass. Now, all of a sudden, Chair Gensler is subpoenaing these exchanges, saying that Ethereum is a security. Well, here's the good news. For XRP investors, that's amazing. We are whooping ass. Even though people keep complaining and people keep hating and people are saying all this stuff about the price suppression, we know it's being suppressed for a reason, is we keep winning. Undefeated. Zero-sum game, guys. Zero-sum game. To me, XRP is one of the greatest digital assets, and I believe it's going to be one of the greatest missed opportunities in human history. I'm fully invested in that. I say only the things that I'm currently doing. I'm also diversified in many different cryptocurrencies that I believe in. But I believe XRP is going to be one of the greatest financial stories in human history. Then Jerome Powell this week, the head of the Fed, came on and said, we're not lowering interest rates. That was something that we thought was going to happen in 2023 going into 2024, and it didn't happen because inflation is sticking. This is where it gets really scary for Americans, guys. Inflation is sticky. What they should be doing, guys, is they should be raising interest rates, not lowering interest rates, because our economy is all based on debt and fake money. People have cars they can't afford, have houses they can't afford. I'll give you a specific example, which I brought up many times. I talked to my mom about this just to get clarity. So my dad says they bought it for 23,000. My mom says 29. So if somewhere in between there, my parents bought their house anywhere from 23,000, I think, to 29. I think anywhere somewhere around there. Maybe dad said 29. Anyways, it was around under $30,000 in 1973. They still live in the exact same house in the exact same neighborhood. In 2024, it's close to $400,000. We have to understand this financial literacy. Did their pay go up that much? Did your pay go up that much? Absolutely not. The wealth gap is becoming massive. And the fact that he can't lower interest rates shows that we are sticky. This inflation is going to stick. What also is happening out in the world as well is people are dumping treasury bonds. So if the US Treasury start coming back to the US, they work to de-dollarize, they get off the petrodollar, the dollar has no value. The value of the dollar is because it's a dominant currency, and it was specifically in 1974. In 1971, we detached from the gold standard, which made our money fake. So in 1974, they put us on the petrodollar. So all oil needed to be traded in dollars, and that made us a dominant currency. But now they're getting rid of that, guys. They are working, BRICS is working to de-dollarize from the American dollar. That's going to continue to reduce the reliance all over the world on the dollar, number one. Number two, it's going to devalue the dollar. And the only reason it has value is our belief in it. It's our belief in it. So it's not a fear tactic. It's not the dollar's going to collapse tomorrow. It's a preparation tactic. If you saw a freight train coming from 30 miles away, would you just stand there? Or would you start to prepare? Would you start to look at why are the BRICS creating their own blockchain? Why is the SEC, if cryptocurrency is this Fugazi thing and all this shit, then why are they so deeply involved in it? Why is the head of the SEC the former MIT professor for cryptocurrency? Why Jay Clayton, who initiated the case against Ripple, why did he leave to consult for a cryptocurrency firm? And why does he sit on the bank bailing committee board? Why? Why did JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon create Onyx, their own blockchain? Why is Wells Fargo working with R3? Why is Ripple in Bank of America's patent? Think about that for just a moment. And now we're less than 30 days away from the Bitcoin halving on April 20th, 2024. So here's what I think is going to happen. And here's what I'm doing based on studying history to predict the future. So after the Bitcoin halving, organically, we're going to see a rise in Bitcoin. I think it's about, I think it's like 90 days after that. I'm going to start seeing organic rise. It may go quicker just because of the ETFs and all the attention around Bitcoin, stuff like that. So you're going to start to see a parabolic move straight up. Okay. So what I personally do, then they're going to lower interest rates, I believe, around September. We're at close to the presidential election. So you have two things happening. You have the presidential election, three things: presidential election, interest rates, and Bitcoin halving. So Bitcoin halving is going to reduce supply of Bitcoin to be mined. There's a supply and demand problem. There's more demand than there is supply. So naturally, Bitcoin's going to go through the roof. Now, what happens when it goes through the roof? That profit floods down into all your other coins that you own, right? So we're going to see parabolic moves in that. Then they're going to lower interest rates, which pushes people from the dollar into crypto, real estate assets, because the dollar is losing its value. When interest rates go down, the dollar is less attractive because it's not worth as much. So people move into assets. So two things would be happening simultaneously with the presidential election. People are going to start to feel fearful, the threat of war. People are going to move into assets. Now, have you ever seen the market go straight up and keep going up? Have you ever seen the market? No. What goes up must come down. And with crypto, it comes down really, really hard. So I pretend like I'm a surfer on the back end of a wave going to catch the top, right? But I don't want to get caught at the top and come smashing down on the other side of the wave with all the surfers. On the way up the wave, I grab into the wave and I pull profits at certain areas. So I'm up the wave a little bit, I pull some profits. Boom. I get up the wave a little bit, I pull some profits. I get up the wave, I pull profits. So you're up there. Most people are up there trying to get to the top. Oh, I'm gonna beat those surfers. I'm gonna beat all these surfers. I'm gonna beat BlackRock. I'm gonna beat the asset managers. No, you're not. You're going to come sliding, smashing down the back end of the wave. You're going to fall off your surfboard and you're going to get wrecked. But I and my team have pulled profits on the way up. Okay. What I do with that for me personally, I use Index Universal Life. I fund my Index Universal Life policies. Why do I do that? Because I guarantees my principal. Nobody can, it's no litigation. Nobody can touch my insurance policies. Number three is I'm getting market like returns. Okay. I love number four is access to the liquidity of the cash value. I like having access to my money. I don't like people telling me I can't use my money because they're giving me interest on my money. I like the fact that I can borrow against my policies to buy more assets tax free. Now, IUL is not 7702A. There's a tax code 7702A, which was created in 1913 that allows people to use insurance and borrow tax free. Okay, they're not attached. People attach those together. It's 772A plan. No, it's not. There's IUL and there's a tax code 7702A that allows people to borrow against insurance tax free. Okay, so borrowing tax free allows me to buy more assets to repeat the process. So from there, I love business. My favorite thing is business. So we continue to build businesses. We love creating. We love the intensity of it. We love the build. We love being patient. All those things. So I'll continue to go into business. We'll be going more into real estate, precious metals, and then self-development. So that's what I got for you guys this week. I like this forum. I really like talking with you guys. Just let me know if you like this content. I just love talking and getting this out of my brain. But yeah, so all these resources there, Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. That's how we exit the markets. That's one of our companies. And again, I want to share with you guys, everything I talk about are the companies that I own, the co-founder or creator of. There's nothing that I talk about that I have not created, have my hands in, or involved in, which is very, very important. I'm owner of all the companies I talk about. So I think that's important because my reputation's on the line, my integrity's on the line. I'm touching, feeling, working with these companies, and that's really important to me. And again, I can proudly say we have never, ever been paid by a crypto company to promote a crypto. That is something I'm very proud of because if you're an influencer and you're watching this, you know, we've been approached with, we have about 2.2 million followers across TikTok, Instagram, all the followers. We have about 2.2 million followers. We get 500,000 views a day across all our platforms. Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been offered. Hundreds of thousands. So do the math, guys. Since 2020, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if we keep adding them up, it could have been crazy. We said absolutely not. Absolutely not. We want to build things that actually help humanity, that serve humanity, and that we can be proud to put our name on. So we love you guys. Everything is in the description of this video down below. We love you guys. We appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go.